I never thought a drunken night with my best friend would destroy my entire life. Emma, come on, one more shot. Jess shouted over the music, waving a tequila glass in my face. I laughed, already feeling the world tilt slightly. I shouldn't. Daniel's gonna kill me if I come home wasted again. Daniel will be fine. You've had a terrible week. You deserve this. She pushed the glass into my hand. She was right. Work had been hell. My boss had been breathing down my neck about the Henderson account, and I just wanted to forget about it all. So I downed the shot. That's when everything went wrong. Oh my God, look. Jess pointed at a neon sign across the street. A tattoo parlor. We should totally get matching tattoos. I giggled. That's insane. Exactly. Come on, live a little. Before I knew it, we were stumbling through the door of the sketchiest tattoo place I'd ever seen. The walls were covered in designs. Skulls, roses, dragons. A guy with full-sleeve tattoos looked up from behind the counter. Help you? He asked, sounding bored. We want tattoos, Jess announced. I should have said no. I should have walked out. But the tequila had other plans. What do you want? The guy, his name tag said Marco, asked me. I opened my mouth, but Jess cut me off. Right, I love my ex on her arm. I burst out laughing. Oh my God, yes, that's hilarious. It was an inside joke. My ex-boyfriend Tyler had been the worst. Clingy, dramatic, always making everything about himself. We'd joked about him for years. Daniel knew all about him. He'd laugh at this, right? You sure? Marco asked, raising an eyebrow. Absolutely, I said, still giggling. Marco shrugged. Your funeral. The needle buzzed to life. The pain cut through the alcohol fog, but I barely cared. Jess was taking photos, both of us laughing so hard we could barely breathe. When it was done, I stared at my forearm. Bold black letters, I love my ex. This is the funniest thing we've ever done, I said. Jess nodded, tears streaming down her face from laughing. Daniel's gonna lose it when he sees this. I thought she meant he'd laugh. I was so wrong. I stumbled home around 2 a.m., still giggling to myself. Daniel was asleep. I crawled into bed beside him, barely remembering to take off my shoes. The last thought I had before passing out was how funny his reaction would be in the morning. Sunlight stabbed through my eyelids like knives. I groaned, rolling over, my head pounding. My mouth tasted like regret and tequila. When I finally opened my eyes, Daniel was already awake, sitting on the edge of the bed in his gray sweatpants, scrolling through his phone. He always woke up early, coffee, news, workout, like clockwork. Morning, I croaked. He glanced at me. You okay? You came in really late? Yeah, just. Jess and I had a few drinks. I tried to sit up, but my head throbbed in protest. That's when I saw it. My forearm, the tattoo. I love my ex, in bold, unmistakable letters. My stomach dropped. Oh no, oh God, no. What was hilarious last night now looked like the stupidest decision of my entire life. I tried to hide my arm under the blanket, but I wasn't fast enough. Daniel's eyes narrowed. He leaned closer. Emma, what's on your arm? Nothing, I said quickly, tucking it behind my back. Let me see. His voice was calm, but there was something underneath it. Something I didn't like. I pulled my arm out slowly. His eyes locked onto the tattoo. For a moment, he just stared. Then his face went pale, then red. You got a tattoo that says you love your ex. His voice was quiet, but there was an edge to it I'd never heard before. It's a joke, I said, laughing nervously. Jess dared me. We were drunk. It's supposed to be funny. You know how much I hated Tyler. This isn't funny, Emma. Come on, Daniel. How would you feel if I walked in with I love my ex tattooed on my body? He stood up abruptly. I opened my mouth, but nothing came out. Exactly. He grabbed his gym bag from the closet. Wait, where are you going? Out. Daniel, please, it's just a stupid tattoo. It doesn't mean anything. He turned to face me, his jaw tight. That's the problem, Emma. You got a permanent mark on your body about another man, and you didn't think it meant anything. It's ironic. It's a joke about how ridiculous he was. But Daniel wasn't listening. He was already walking toward the door. Daniel, the front door slammed. I sat there, staring at the tattoo, my heart pounding. What had I done? He didn't come home that night. I called him 15 times, nothing. I texted him apologies, explanations, even voice messages where I was crying and begging him to come home. Finally, at midnight, my phone buzzed. Daniel, staying at Mike's, needs space, space. He needed space. From me, I couldn't sleep. I paced the apartment, staring at the tattoo, hating myself more with every passing minute. The next morning, Jess showed up with coffee and pastries. "Hey, babe, how's Daniel?" she asked, plopping down on the couch. "He left?" Her smile faded. "What? He saw the tattoo and he left. He stayed at Mike's last night." "Emma, he's just being dramatic. He'll calm down. You didn't see his face, Jess." My voice cracked. He was so angry. She bit into a quass. "It's just a tattoo. He's overreacting." But I wasn't so sure. I spent the weekend alone, Googling laser removal options. The earliest appointment was 3 weeks away. Multiple sessions, expensive. I booked it anyway. By Monday, Daniel still hadn't come home. I dragged myself to work, but I couldn't focus. Rachel, my coworker, noticed immediately during our coffee break. "You look awful," she said bluntly. I told her everything. She listened, sipping her coffee, then sighed. "Emma, I hate to say this, but I get why he's upset. You too. Marriage is about trust and respect. Even if it was a joke, getting your ex's name tattooed even as a gag sends a message. It says you were thinking about him." Her words hit me like a punch. I hadn't thought about it that way. That evening, my phone rang. "Daniel," my heart leaped. "We need to talk," he said. His voice was flat, emotionless. "Come home," I begged. "Please, Daniel, let's talk face to face." There was a long pause. "Fine, I'll be there in an hour." I spent that hour cleaning frantically. I put on the blue dress he loved. I lit his favorite candle, sandalwood. When he walked through the door, he looked exhausted. Dark circles under his eyes. Wrinkled shirt. We sat on the couch. I reached for his hand. He pulled away. "I'm so sorry." I started immediately. I didn't think. It was stupid and immature, and I've already booked laser removal. It'll be gone in a few months. Daniel stared at the coffee table, his arms crossed. When I finished, he finally looked at me. "It's not just about the tattoo, Emma." "Then what?" "It's about what it represents. You went out, got drunk, and permanently marked your body with something about another man. Do you understand how that makes me feel?" Tears pricked my eyes. I wasn't thinking about Tyler. I was just being an idiot with Jess. That's the problem. His voice rose slightly. "You weren't thinking about me at all. You weren't thinking about us. You were so caught up in your fun night that you didn't consider how your actions would affect me." I wanted to defend myself, but deep down, I knew he was right. "What do you want me to do?" I whispered. He ran a hand through his dark hair, a gesture I knew meant he was stressed. "I don't know, Emma. I need to figure out if I can move past this." My stomach dropped. "What does that mean?" He stood up. "It means I need more time. I'm going back to Mike's. Daniel, please, I can't be here right now." He walked toward the door, then paused. My mom called me yesterday. She asked if everything was okay because I seemed off during our last video call. I didn't tell her about the tattoo, but she knows something's wrong. She's always like, "You, Emma, don't make me tell her you did something this stupid." He left. I collapsed on the couch, sobbing. Over the next week, I barely functioned. I called my mom. "You messed up, sweetheart." She said when I told her, "But if he loves you, he'll forgive you. Give him space." But what if space meant losing him? I also called my younger brother, Jake. "Honestly, sis, I think you dodged a bullet if he's this mad over a tattoo." Jake said, "If he can't handle one mistake, how is he going to handle real problems?" But I didn't want to dodge a bullet. I wanted my husband back. 2 weeks passed. Daniel and I communicated only through short, cold texts about bills and apartment logistics. "Your half of the rent is due. I paid the electric bill. Can you pick up the dry cleaning?" It felt like we were roommates, not husband and wife. One evening, Jess convinced me to go to a work event, a networking mixer at a rooftop bar. "You need to get out of the apartment. You're spiraling," she said. I didn't want to go, but she practically dragged me. That's when I saw him. Tyler, my ex. the one whose name was tattooed on my arm. He looked almost the same tall, blonde, still wearing that annoyingly confident smile. He was standing near the bar with a stunning brunette. "Emma," he said, surprised. "Wow, it's been forever." "Hi, Tyler." I tried to sound casual. "This is Claire, my girlfriend. Claire, this is Emma. We dated in college." Claire smiled politely. "Nice to meet you." Jess was watching from across the room, her eyes wide. Tyler's gaze dropped to my forearm. I'd worn a short, sleeved blouse. His eyebrows shot up. "Is that?" I yanked my sleeve down quickly, my face burning. "It's nothing," he grinned. "Did you seriously get a tattoo about me?" "No, it's a joke. A stupid, drunken joke." Claire looked confused. Tyler laughed. "That's hilarious. Does your husband know?" I glared at him. "It's none of your business." He shrugged. "Fair enough. Good seeing you, Emma." As he walked away, I felt humiliated all over again. That night, Daniel called. "We need to talk for real this time." He came over the next evening. This time, he didn't sit down. He stood by the door, hands in his pockets. "I've been thinking a lot." He began, and I realized something. "I don't think I can trust you the way I used to." His words cut deep. "Daniel, it was one mistake. It's not just the tattoo, Emma. It's the fact that you did something so impulsive without thinking about me. What else are you going to do on a whim?" Anger flared inside me. "So you're perfect. You've never made a mistake." "I've never done anything that disrespected you like this." We argued for an hour. I cried. He stayed cold. Finally, he said the words I'd been dreading. "I think we should separate, at least for a while." My world shattered. "You're giving up on us," I whispered. "I'm protecting myself." He replied. He left. This time, I knew it was different. Daniel moved out officially the next week. I watched him pack in silence, his clothes, his books, his half of our shared life. The apartment felt empty without him. His toothbrush was gone from the bathroom. His coffee mug wasn't in the sink. Even the air felt different. Rachel took me to lunch one day. "Maybe this is for the best," she said gently. "If he can't forgive you, maybe he wasn't the right person." But I didn't believe that. Daniel is. The love of my life. I started seeing a therapist, Dr. Ellen Vaughn, a calm woman in her 50s. "Why did you get the tattoo, Emma?" she asked during our first session. "What were you really thinking?" I struggled to answer. "I don't know. I was drunk. It was supposed to be funny." But why that specific phrase? Why reference your ex at all? I sat in silence. She was right. Why did I agree to that dare? Was some part of me still hung up on Tyler, even subconsciously? The thought made me sick. Meanwhile, Jess started pulling away. She felt guilty. "I shouldn't have dared you," she said over drinks one night. "This is my fault." "It's not," I said, but part of me resented her. If she hadn't pushed me, none of this would have happened. One day, Daniel's sister Melissa called. "Emma, my brother is a mess, but he's also stubborn. If you want him back, you need to prove you've changed." "How?" I asked desperately. "I don't know, but a tattoo removal isn't enough. You need to show him you understand why this hurt him so much." Her words stayed with me. I began laser removal treatments. They were painful, expensive, and slow. Each session felt like penance. I also started writing letters to Daniel, pouring out my feelings, my regrets, my love for him. I didn't send them. Not yet. 3 months passed. The tattoo was fading, but it was still visible. A ghost on my skin. Daniel and I hadn't spoken in weeks. I heard through Melissa that he was doing okay, focusing on work, spending time with friends. It killed me that he was moving on. One day my phone rang. Unknown number. "Emma, it's Mike, Daniel's best friend. We need to talk," he said. We met at a coffee shop downtown. Mike was a big guy, mid-30s with a no-nonsense attitude. "Look, I'm going to be straight with you," he said. "Daniel is miserable. He acts like he's fine, but he's not. He misses you." My heart raced. Then why won't he talk to me? "Because he's scared. He's scared of getting hurt again. He keeps saying he doesn't know if he can trust you." Tears formed in my eyes. I don't know what else to do. I've apologized. I'm removing the tattoo. I've changed. Mike leaned back. "Have you, though? Because from where I'm sitting, you're just trying to fix the symptom, not the problem. Daniel doesn't care about the tattoo anymore. He cares about the fact that you made a major decision without thinking about him. That's what marriage is. Thinking about the other person first. His words hit me like a revelation. He was right. I'd been so focused on erasing the tattoo that I hadn't addressed the deeper issue. My impulsiveness. My selfishness. That night, I wrote a letter. Not an apology letter. A letter of understanding. I wrote about how I'd realized my mistake wasn't just the tattoo. It was the mindset that led to it. I wrote about how I'd been reflecting on our marriage, on the times I prioritized myself over him. I wrote about how I wanted to change, not just for him, but for myself. I sent it. Days passed, no response. Then one evening my phone rang. "Daniel, I got your letter," he said. His voice was soft, almost vulnerable. "Can we meet?" We met at the park where he proposed to me 4 years ago. It was autumn. The trees were golden. We walked in silence for a while. Finally, he spoke. "I don't know if I can forgive you right away, but I miss you, Emma. I miss us." I grabbed his hand. He didn't pull away. "I miss you too. I'm so sorry, Daniel. I'm going to spend every day proving to you that I've changed." He looked at me, his eyes searching mine. "Okay, let's try." Daniel and I started couples therapy with Dr. Vaughn. It was hard. We argued. We cried. But slowly, we began to understand each other again. I overreacted by leaving for so long. Daniel admitted during one session, "I should have communicated better. And I was immature and careless." I said, "I should have thought about how my actions would affect you." We set new boundaries. I promised to include him in major decisions, even small ones. He promised to communicate instead of running away when he was hurt. The tattoo continued to fade with each laser session. By the 6th session, it was barely visible. A shadow of the stupid decision I'd made. One evening, we went to dinner at the Italian restaurant where we'd had our first date. "I love you," I said, reaching across the table for his hand. "I love you too," he said, "but I need you to know. If you ever do something like that again, I'm done. No second chances." I nodded. "I understand, and I won't, I promise." Jess and I also repaired our friendship. "We were both idiots that night," I said, "but I can't blame you for my choices." She apologized profusely, and I forgave her. Rachel threw me a small welcome back to life party at her apartment. Just close friends. Jess, Rachel, Melissa, and a few others. Daniel came too. Seeing him laugh and relax around my friends filled me with hope. My mom called me one night. "I'm proud of you, Emma. You made a mistake, but you owned it and fought for your marriage. That takes strength." Even Jake admitted he was wrong. "I guess your guy really loves you if he came back." He said, "Don't screw it up again." "I won't. I've learned my lesson." 6 months after the tattoo incident, Daniel and I renewed our vows in a small, private ceremony. Just us, our families, and a few close friends. I wore a long, sleeved dress, not to hide the fading tattoo, but because I wanted the focus to be on us, not my past mistake. Daniel wrote his own vows. "Emma, you're not perfect, but neither am I. What matters is that we choose each other every day, even when it's hard." I wrote mine too. "Daniel, I promise to think of us first, always. I promise to be the partner you deserve." We exchanged rings again. This time, it felt even more meaningful than our first wedding. We'd been through fire and come out stronger. The tattoo was almost completely gone now. Just a faint outline remained. The laser technician said it'd disappear entirely after 1 or 2 more sessions. But honestly, I didn't mind it anymore. It was a reminder of how close I came to losing everything, and how hard I fought to get it back. Daniel and I moved to a new apartment, a fresh start in a different neighborhood. We adopted a dog, a golden retriever named Max, who became our shared joy. Life wasn't perfect. We still argued sometimes, but now we knew how to fight fair. We knew how to listen. We knew how to forgive. One evening, as we were curled up on the couch watching a movie, Daniel kissed my forehead. "I'm glad we made it through." He said, "Me too." I whispered, and I meant it. That stupid tattoo cost me my marriage, but it also taught me what truly matters. And in the end, I got my husband back. Not because I erased the ink, but because I changed myself. A year after everything fell apart, I'm sitting in my favorite coffee shop, journaling. It's something Dr. Vaughn suggested, and it's become a habit. I write about my day, my feelings, my growth. I write about Daniel and how far we've come. The tattoo is completely gone now. My arm is smooth and unmarked. But the scar, the emotional one, remains, and that's okay. Scars remind us of what we survived. I think about Tyler sometimes, not with longing, but with indifference. He was a chapter in my life that ended long ago. The tattoo was never really about him. It was about my immaturity, my need to prove I was fun and carefree, even at the expense of my marriage. I've grown since then. I'm more thoughtful, more considerate. I think before I act. I put Daniel first, and he does the same for me. Jess and I meet for brunch every Sunday. She's started dating someone new, a kind man named Ben who makes her laugh. I'm happy for her. She's forgiven herself, and so have I. Daniel surprises me one evening with a weekend trip to the mountains. Just the two of us, no phones, no distractions. We hike, talk, and reconnect. On the last night, sitting by the fire, he pulls me close. I'm really proud of you, he says. For what? I ask. For fighting for us, for changing, for becoming the person you wanted to be. I smile, resting my head on his shoulder. I couldn't have done it without you. As the fire crackles and the stars shine above us, I realize something. The tattoo didn't cost me my marriage, my choices did. But my choices also saved it, and that's the most important lesson of all. In the end, love isn't about perfection. It's about commitment, growth, and choosing each other, even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard, and I choose Daniel every single day. The end